Welcome back. 5 people have died in the rioting and arson that happened from the Muslim community in the aftermath of the anti-encroachment drive by the local administration in Haldwani in Uttarakhand. Now, police and administration pulled down an alleged madrasa and masjid as part of this drive, which seemed to trigger a violent response from local Muslims. Heavy stone pelting over police, arson, even at the police station and others, and firearm use has come to light. Uttarakhand police is now identifying rioters and stone pelters in Bhanpulpura based on CCTV footage. Situation is currently under control, but as a precautionary measure, police has been deployed at every nook and corner in Haldwani. Now, the district administration says this was neither a targeted activity nor was it an isolated activity. So, what were these structures that were raised in Haldwani yesterday and why have they caused a furor? So, according to what we know, there are 2 structures, a mosque and a madrasa, although there is some dispute on how they were being used. These were built on government land, which is also called Nazul land. This is different from, let's say, Waqf land. They were also built close to a police station. Allegedly, these had no registration or no papers to show that they were legal structures. The district magistrate has also said that these structures were actually vacant and unoccupied. The demolition drive came on the back of a hearing in Uttarakhand High Court. I just want to get you quickly what the court had said. So the court was hearing a PIL seeking to stop this demolition. The plea challenged the notice by the Haldwani Municipal Corporation that was given to people in the locality. The vacation bench refused to stay the demolition drive. No stay was granted until the next hearing was to take place on February 14. The district administration went ahead with the drive based on this very observation. They also made it clear that there was no loss of life or that this madrasa was not occupied for several years now. I want to quickly play out what the district magistrate has said on the situation.
कोई आइसोलेटेड एक्टिविटी नहीं थी, ये कोई एक ही परिसंपत्ति को टारगेट करके करी हुई एक्टिविटी नहीं थी। ये पूरे काफी लंबे समय से हल्द्वानी के अंतर्गत सरकारी परिसंपत्तियों को अलग अलग क्षेत्रों में बचाने का, सुरक्षित करने का, अतिक्रमण मुक्त कराने का अभियान चल रहा है। उसी के क्रम में इस प्रॉपर्टी पर, जो कि खाली प्रॉपर्टी है, जिसमें 2 स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं जो कहीं पर भी ना तो किसी धार्मिक संरचना के रूप में रजिस्टर्ड हैं, ना ही किसी प्रकार से मान्यता प्राप्त है। उन स्ट्रक्चर्स को कुछ लोग मदरसा कहते हैं, कुछ लोग उसको नमाज स्थल कहते हैं, लेकिन उसका विधिक रूप से दस्तावेजों के अंतर्गत कोई अस्तित्व वर्तमान में नहीं है। उनको हमने खाली कराया, जो ओपन स्पेस था उसका कब्जा ले लिया गया और एक नोटिस परिसंपत्तियों पर, स्ट्रक्चर्स पर चस्पा करा गया।
So was this violence then spontaneous at all, or was this pre-planned? Given that this demolition drive was actually planned for the day, let's take that to our guests. Munna Singh Chauhan is MLA from Uttarakhand DGP joining us. Sujata Paul, Congress spokesperson. Alok Lal is former DGP Uttarakhand. Rashid Sharif is president of the South India Muslim Personal Law Board. I do thank you all for your time. I want to begin with Alok Lalji. Was the police right in going ahead with this drive, given that there was no stay ordered, but there was a matter still being heard? It hadn't really been disposed of by the Uttarakhand High Court.
The role of police in such matters is primarily to keep order, because the orders that come for demolition come from other quarters, and the police has to stand there to see that the peace is not breached. In this case, this was happening not suddenly, but after a certain amount of preparation. Clearly, it was known that this demolition was going to take place.
Yes.
And so it surprises me a bit that it seemed like something that has been sprung as a surprise on the local administration. So what I say is that in situations like these, the police has to see what is the likely threat. And depending on that assessment of threat, you have your forces put there, you have your intelligence collection to see if there are any troublemakers likely to take advantage of a situation like this.
But you don't find it wrong? You don't find it wrong that they went ahead with this demolition?
Oh, that is a decision about which my comment will not be proper, because I don't know all the facts of this case. But
Well,
I am talking in general terms about situations like these.
I understand what you're saying. Certainly, the job of the police is to ensure that no such situation arises. The DM and the DGP in Uttarakhand have also talked about that they were very well prepared, which is why they were able to repel two separate streams of attacks on them, which got worse as the evening progressed, because from initial stone pelting to petrol bombs being hurled, there seems to be some preparation that has gone into this. The night before this demolition, there was a march that was conducted by the police in the area. So clearly it was planned, all locals were aware, and this has been an ongoing process, which is also something that we know. I'll come to the planning part in just a bit, but I want to go across to Munna Lalji, who's also joining us. एक सवाल जो बनता है मुन्ना सिंह जी कि जब कोर्ट में ये मामला चल रहा था तो ये ड्राइव करने की क्या जरूरत थी? आप क्या एक हफ्ते 2 हफ्ते रुक नहीं सकते थे?
No, this is your misconception. Drive was throughout the state, and it was a part of the general drive that was going on throughout the state. This was not an isolated case. Because in different cases, a lot of people keep on moving to the High Court. So unless and until a stay has been granted, so the drive that is going on throughout the state cannot be brought to halt. Then the entire purpose of removing the encroachment is suffers badly. And in this case, this person was noticed properly. This was the person who is involved behind one Mr. Abdul Malik. He is a notorious land grabber. He has been doing such activities over a period of time, and he was habitual of doing it all. Still, the district administration took full care to give him a prior notice and all that. Against the notice, he moved to the High Court. High Court refused to pass any interim order. Therefore, and the district magistrate, the district administration, the local administration, like it proceeds in the other cases of anti-encroachment drive, they proceeded similarly in this case also.
But then,
This was,
is it not a fair question to ask that you maybe failed, the police and the administration maybe failed to understand what was going on, the underbelly, if you had the individual pinned down in the sense that you knew that this person is notorious and he has been known for doing this, as you said.
In fact,
Why was the police not able to prevent this?
Whenever we go for an anti-encroachment drive and the administration is start taking action, of course, there is a little bit resistance from the locals, and everyone come and talk to the administration and express their grievances, and that happens. Police and the administration expected the similar kind of a situation in this case, but unfortunately, the kind of attack, the kind of stone pelting, the kind of a arsoning, the kind of a torching the police station and pelting stone on the police force and the administration. That, of course, proves that this was a very well planned, and this objectionable material was collected at the different places. And that is why this situation has come about.
Yes.
But believe me, trust me. The state government led by Pushkar Singh Dhami is bent upon to see that no land grabber, no person who has been encroaching upon the government property will not be spared at any cost. Will not be spared at any cost. All these miscreants, those who have taken the law into their hand, they have been identified.
Okay.
The process of identifying more and more people are going on. We have a video footage. The administration will act into the situation.
No, absolutely. The state
and
should absolutely
No
go
fear
after
and favor.
anybody who creates a law and order situation like this or attacks the police, tortures a police station. Some policemen have said that there were attempts to burn them alive. That cannot be tolerated regardless of whatever the grouses or grievances may be. I want to go across to Rashid Latif because Rashid Sharif, I beg your pardon, Rashid Sharif, फिर से ये चार्ज लग रहा है कि क्योंकि यहाँ पे मस्जिद था और यहाँ पे मदरसा था, इसलिए शायद मुसलमानों का सेंटिमेंट बहुत भड़क गया. बट क्या ये जस्टिफिकेशन सही है?
Let me intervene again. It would be absolutely unfair. It will be absolutely unfair to give this encroachment any dam.
No, no,
This
no.
was encroachment
I'm not.
and encroachment and encroachment, nothing else.
No, no, fair enough. Fair enough. Of course, the other side
Yeah.
may have its view. It has to prove that. But राशिद जी, मैं आपसे पूछना चाह रही हूँ कि सिर्फ मस्जिद अगर इन्वॉल्व है, मजार है या मदरसा है, तो उसके नाम पे ये तो नहीं कर सकते ना लोग?
नहीं मैडम, मैं शिवानी जी, मदरसा है तो आप एहतराम करना चाहिए, मस्जिद है आपको खुद चाहिए कि आप एहतराम करें, ये माहौल पैदा ना करें। अरे जो सेंटिमेंट हमारा है उससे आप ऐसा हमारे नजरों के सामने तोड़ने को जाएंगे, बुलडोजर लेके आएंगे। यहाँ सिर्फ यही जगह पे उत्तराखंड में नहीं चल रहा है, यहाँ पे यूपी में यही काम है, आसाम में यही काम है, ये सब समझ चुके हैं, इनका काम समझ चुके हैं कि इलेक्शन है। अरे इतनी जल्दबाजी क्या की आपकी? आपको मिला है तो आपको नोटिस आया है, एक 8 दिन नहीं हुआ आप एक्शन में आ गए। अब ये तो देखिए कि वहाँ घर बने हुए हैं, वहाँ पे मस्जिद है, मदरसा है, इस तरीके की जल्दबाजी क्या थी आपको? मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ कि जल्दबाजी क्या थी वहाँ पे? पहले से ही आप लोग है सब हमारे पीछे पड़े हुए हैं, पहले से हमारे खाने के पीछे पड़े हुए, पहनने के पीछे पड़े हुए, ट्रिपल तलाक के पीछे पड़े हुए हैं, हिजाब के पीछे पड़े हुए। एक मसला नहीं है मैडम, ये सैकड़ों मसले हैं।
नहीं, पर राशिद जी, आप जो बात बोल रहे हैं, एक सेकंड रुक जाइए, मुन्ना जी रुक जाइए। आप जो बात बोल रहे हैं उससे तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि जो बहुत सारे इश्यूज हैं और इश्यूज होते हैं, उनको कंबाइन करके मुसलमानों को भड़काया जा रहा है। और इस केस में तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि उस स्ट्रक्चर से तो रिलेटेड नहीं लग रहा, जो ये जो सेंटिमेंट है, ऐसा लग रहा है कि देश में कुछ भी होगा तो उसका गुस्सा यहाँ निकाला जा रहा है। आप तो ऐसी बात कर रहे हैं।
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है मैडम।
नहीं, आपने हिजाब का नाम ले दिया, आपने ट्रिपल तलाक का नाम लिया। ट्रिपल तलाक का कानून आया सुप्रीम कोर्ट की तरफ से बनाया गया, तो
यूसीसी के बारे में देखिए।
मैं वही बोलने वाली थी, उत्तराखंड में अभी यूसीसी का बिल पास हुआ है, तो क्या उसका गुस्सा इस तरह निकाला जाएगा? राशिद जी, उसका गुस्सा क्या इस तरह निकाला जाएगा?
हम क्यों निकालेंगे? ये सब ये जितना भी माहौल बनाया जा रहा है, ये बिल्कुल, मैं सिर्फ इतना ही बोलना चाहता हूँ कि भाई भी हम भी देश के नागरिक हैं, जितना आपका होता है हमारा भी। क्यों हमारे पीछे पड़े हैं यार?
हमारा बात ही मत करिए ना, सभी नागरिक हैं। जो मेरे ऊपर लॉ अप्लाई होता है, अगर किसी और ने इंक्रोच करी है लैंड तो उसके ऊपर भी अप्लाई होगा ना, उसमें मस्जिद मंदिर की बात नहीं आती।
सिर्फ मस्जिद मंदिर ही है तो मैडम इंकरेज करे हुए कोई मंदिर नहीं है वहाँ पे।
तो मंदिरों को अभी राजस्थान में पिछले साल 3 मंदिर गिराए गए हैं।
बताइए ना मैडम मेरे को। अब हमारे पास चार मीनार के पास एक मंदिर है, खुद मुसलमान जुम्मे के दिन उसकी हिफाजत करते हैं।
राशिद जी, आप अब बात को घुमा रहे हैं। मैं आपसे पूछ रही हूँ, किसी भी चीज का गुस्सा, आप कह रहे हैं यूसीसी का गुस्सा, हिजाब का गुस्सा, ट्रिपल तलाक का गुस्सा, ये ऐसे नहीं निकलेगा, फिर तो गलत बात हो गई ना।
ये गुस्सा नहीं बोल रहा मैडम, हमारे साथ हो रहा, सो बता रहा हूँ। गुस्सा कहेगा गुस्सा इसमें?
नहीं,
अरे
तो
आप हमारे घर तोड़ देंगे,
यूसीसी का
मस्जिद तोड़ देंगे।
यूसीसी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में लिखा गया है, अगर कोई गवर्नमेंट उसको लागू करती है तो उसमें क्यों पत्थरबाजी होनी चाहिए? आप क्यों ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि आपके खिलाफ इनजस्टिस हो रहा है? ट्रिपल तलाक का जजमेंट सुप्रीम कोर्ट से आया है, राम जन्मभूमि का जजमेंट सुप्रीम कोर्ट से आया। अब ऐसे क्यों? अब हर चीज में अगर आप विक्टिम मेंटालिटी डालेंगे तो फिर तो कोई सोल्यूशन नहीं है।
सबको मालूम है राम मंदिर के बारे में, हमारे बाबरी मस्जिद के बारे में आस्था पे आया सो है ऑर्डर, सब माने, हम भी मान लिए इसको, हम भी मान लिए, हम उसके खिलाफ नहीं गए ऑर्डर की, इज्जत करें हम लोग।
नहीं, पर फिर आप ये भी कह रहे हैं कि देखिए ये हो रहा है हमारे साथ, वो हो रहा है हमारे साथ, फिर तो जस्टिफिकेशन हो गया।
नहीं मैडम, ये तो सब दुनिया देख रही ना, मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, ये तो दुनिया देख रही। आपको यूसीसी लाए, आप हमारे शरीयत में मदाखिलत की जरूरत नहीं है, कंप्लीट हमारा मजहब है। आप अगर ट्रिपल तलाक, शादी जो भी ले रहे हैं, आप लेके आ रहे हैं, आप उत्तराखंड में ऐसा लागू कर रहे हैं उसको, तो तकलीफ तो हमारे होंगे ना। क्या हमारा
ये तो बहुत गलत बात है सुजाता पॉल। दिस कैन नॉट बी टॉलरेटेड in a country run by constitution and by courts. One second, राशिद जी रुक जाइए एक सेकंड, सुजाता पॉल बोली नहीं है अभी तक। This is not justifiable. You cannot have angst over something else happening. Whether you feel aggrieved or not is a separate issue. I don't want to get into it. People's feelings can differ. But this is not an avenue to take it out like this, attacking police professionals and personnel, endangering people's lives over what has been deemed on Nazul government land. So far, no papers have been presented to justify these structures, and yet you will see all sort of claimed injustices to say that this is just normal, and we've seen this building up over social media.
शिवानी, I'm sitting far away from my Uttarakhand in Telangana, and my heart is in my mouth because I'm waiting for information, I'm looking for news. And let me also tell you that at this time, my thoughts are with all the media persons, with the police personnel, and also the common citizens of Uttarakhand. I don't know whether Mr. Rashid Sharif even knows anything about Uttarakhand, so I'm not even going to talk about what he said, because the UCC has become a joke, because people are talking about live-in relationships more in Uttarakhand rather than discussing the UCC. So that is really, it is irrelevant and it is immaterial. However, a demolition drive has a particular purpose, that you create safe areas for communities. Am I right? And if that is so, then communities are always taken on board. And Shivani, I tell you, since I come from Uttarakhand, I know how many mazars, how many mosques, how many temples have been demolished in the past many years. And a mayor of the BJP, who we supported when there was a mazar at Chakrata Road, which is right in the center, and that was removed after communication was explored with the people of that community. So what has happened right now, if you look at it, the administration is saying that this was planned, and then some other people come and say that it just happened, it was spontaneous.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Yeah, so what is it? What have
It was
you got
very
to
much
know
planned.
that it was planned?
There was a flag march held in this area the evening before.
No, what I'm saying is that there was a plan that there would be this stone pelting, and this is what is being said, and I've been on a number of channels. So what I'm saying is, if that is true, then this is a failure of the administration and
Okay,
the local
I'll take that administration question. I
However,
did start with this, Sujata Paul, but I think we've got a problem on our hands. We've got a problem if an entire section of the community starts justifying some of their anger on the streets like this because of perceived injustices. We've got a problem.
No,
And political
absolutely
parties
not,
have to
Shivani.
rise up ahead, above vote banks and political lines to
Shivani,
condemn this
so
mindset.
Shivani, who benefits from these, these kind of incidents? We all know that. But what I'm saying is, Uttarakhand is my state. And as far as I'm concerned, even Munna Singh Chauhan ji will agree that we want peace in Uttarakhand.
Yes.
And that should be our priority. And the responsibility should rest on somebody. The SPDM should be removed. A high-level inquiry into this matter under a sitting judge of the High Court should be done.
Okay,
And that
okay.
is what the
I'll
demand
take
of
that
the
demand
Congress
of the
party.
Congress party to Munna Singh. But Munna Singh, if I was going to come to this, but Rashid Sharif is almost confirming my worst fears. That it seems like anger has built up over a lot of issues in the Muslim community. Rightly or wrongfully, people may have been misled, people may have been provoked, but a lot of other issues are getting mixed up. We cannot ignore the fact that the UCC bill was passed by Assembly in Uttarakhand just a day before this happened. And there seems to be some preparation that has gone in. So many stones cannot be collected impromptu. Petrol bombs cannot be made impromptu. Something has gone wrong. Getting into the morality of it is separate, but Munna Singh, the state should have been aware.
See, at the first place, I don't think that the comments of Mr. Rashid deserves to be responded. It is absolutely nonsensical comments that he has been making. Absolutely irresponsible. I'll just turn to Sujata ji. Very right, we all want peace, and we are a very responsible citizen of the country and the Uttarakhand. But at the same time, we have to be responsible not to make a provocative statement. You see, day in and day out, every day, the district administration cannot go to every house and search their rooftop. What is lying there? We expect that everyone living in the state are peace-loving. They are good people. Tell me, if the police start searching every household, every time, it will be me and you only who will come crying, look, police is misbehaving with us. So police has been conducting this not the police, but the local administration have been conducting this anti-encroachment drive under instruction from the High Court. Not so motto.
Yeah.
There is a judgment from the Honorable High Court that encroachment from all
And
government
can I just
land
say,
should be removed.
I think just last
And
year,
this
if not last to last
anti-encroachment
year,
drive did not
there were
take place
3
only in
ancient
Haldwani.
temples,
This
pretty old temples that were
anti-encroachment drive
demolished in
was not in
Rajasthan.
my
And there was,
constituency,
one second sir,
Vikas
there was a lot of
and-
anger
and
as far as the
encroachment in
demolition of
length
those
of 9
temples in
kilometers.
Rajasthan under a Congress government
Nobody
is
did a
concerned.
stone painting.
But there was no stole painting. So regardless
no
of what
stone
is going
painting.
on,
There was
this
no
kind of
torching of
illegal
these
action is
bananas.
not justifiable.
There was
That
no
has to go through to people, and politically the agency to people to do this has to reduce. And I'll go to Alok Lal with that. I've got 30 seconds, sir. The police is used to dealing with this. The police suffers this a lot. You know, they're given orders to do something, but you've got people coming out with stones, etc., and hurting the police. Do you think that politically we've gone wrong in giving license to people to come out on the streets like this? Alok Lal, please lower his volume. Alok Lal.
Yes, I can see in this a failure of intelligence. There should have been knowledge with the police and the local administration that such a reaction can take place. And they should have known who are the likely people to cause this reaction. In situations like this, we do preventive arrests also. I don't know if they were done in this case or not. And there should have been adequate preparation for a reaction like this.
Okay.
So I would say that definitely there is some failure somewhere,
Yes.
especially that of knowing what is likely to happen.
Yeah, but I think we've got a larger question upon us. Is there going to be this street veto, street agency given to people under the pretext of perceived injustices? That's what's appearing to be the larger question hanging over our heads over Haldwani. I've run out of time. I do thank our guests for joining us.